This is my kayak. It's a 2010 MR14, and I'm going to look at some of my rigging options. First and foremost is my camera mount for my GoPro camera. I use a Yak Attack panfish portrait on the front. Very handy mount. Moving on around, I've got a Garmin 300C color fish finder mounted on a ram mount. Let's see here. And then my anchor trolley is a home built anchor trolley. Just using a carabiner here and a shock cord on a pad eye, and this keeps it taut and gives it shock absorption when the anchor's pulling, the wind's blowing and waves come by and all. It keeps the line taut. Come down, and carabiner here for attachment to your stakeout pole or your anchor or your drift chute. I also use a drift chute. Right here you see the back end. I also have a carabiner and bungee cord here attached to a pad eye. Like I said, the bungee keeps it good and tight, like tight as a drum. Back up here you can see kind of my trailer set up. A great thing about my trailer is I can keep my kayak ready to go at all times, and it doesn't take much to load it or unload it at the ramp. Here I use the ram tube, aluminum ram mounts, rod holders. Very nice. I can position them in various positions, and when I'm not using them, just fold them out the way. There's a Yak Attack panfish camera mount used to get a higher vantage, either with my GoPro camera or my video camera that I'm using now. This is just a standard crate setup, just a milk crate with a few PVC rod holders and bungee cords and things like that on it. Of course, I have a rudder on my manta ray. Very handy when you're traveling and have a wind. Of course, I have a safety flag. Here on this side you see I have a Captain Dick's Enterprises stakeout pole. I don't use it very much in this environment, but I have it if I need it. This is my Scotty rod holder mount that I have mounted on the slide track. Have a just what's called a thumb screw on a square nut, and loosen those up and slide it forward or backwards, depending on what I need. Of course, with the Scotty, rotate them out, run down lines for fishing straight below the boat. Great thing about the slide tracks is when I don't need these on, I can just slide them out the way and remove them just like that. This is a piece of plastic cutting board. You see here the square nuts for the slide track. All this hardware you can get from Home Depot or Lowe's. Of course, ground the screws off at the bottom where that held the Scotty mount on. The small hole there I use to, believe it or not, stick my hook in when I'm baiting up and whatnot, just to keep it out the way, keep it from fouling up other gear. And I run one of these on either side. Going on around. Couple items of interest that I've built. I use a lot of live bait, blueback herring mostly, and they're very difficult. So I built this bait tank out of a dog food container that I bought from PetSmart. You can see here it holds about 6 gallons of water, and I don't have an aerator. I use pressurized oxygen, welding grade oxygen. Keeps them nice and happy and alive. I lose very little bait, especially during the hotter months when it's hard to keep blueback herring alive. You see here my oxygen tube goes in through a grommet. I've used a handle off a pool chemical bucket and attached it here on the sides with stainless hardware. My rod holder, I have bolts through the top, and at the bottom I just use a bungee cord that wraps all the way around to secure the bottom. I did this so that I wouldn't have any holes below my water line in my bait tank. It also makes a handy place to stick gear in and store gear in behind there. You can see inside here, there's my ceramic diffuser. Makes tiny oxygen bubbles, and I have a drain plug in the back right there, down in near the bottom. I can let my water out and drain it down and make it easy to take in and out. I have the lid secured with a bungee cord here and a bolt on the inside holding it, and it just, this dog food container lid screws on and screws off, makes it real easy to deal with. Of course, you can see this side of it, looks the same as the other side. This is the regulator for the oxygen setup, and I just run it on the lowest setting and it works great. This oxygen system is made by Keep Alive. It really is an outstanding job. Initially it's a big investment, but it'll pay for itself if you fish a lot within the first few months. This is another item that I've made. This is a homemade extendable 360 degree light. I used a Scotty extender, and then the main tube here was a extendable dusting arm or pole that you buy at like Dollar General, where you can extend the pole out and dust your ceiling fan and all. And then the light is just a cheap boat 360 degree boat light from any boat store. The pole that it's mounted on fit perfectly inside of this extendable arm, so all I have to do is loosen this nut and extend it or contract it. I can make it low profile or high profile depending on the situation. Of course, this is just a light, and it's a pretty bright light, does a good job. Probably have about 20 bucks in this whole setup. Light works really good. This is a great platform, great boat, very stable, very fast. Be hard. There's a couple of kayaks I would like to get, but this will always be one of those that I want to keep forever.